the eternal spiritual father, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna give it up to this internal spiritual father, not that colonial stuff, man. We ain't rocking with that no more. That's played out. You know what I mean? We also gonna give it up to them trolls and them haters, y'all. So trolls, only God and your mama can love you. You know what I mean? Shout out to the best mod squad, top flight security of the world, the uncut mod squad tribe, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all know what it is, man. There's nobody like you guys. You know what I mean? Hey, I got to hit you with the one time, and we going in, man. I got to hit you with that one time, and we going on in, y'all. Excuse my energy. I'm tired, man. Tired, man. Be working. No naps. I don't get my old man naps in no more. But we got a show tonight. We got a show tonight. We gonna make it educational, informational, resourceful. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna uncover some things tonight, and we're gonna end on a funny note too. I'm gonna save the best for last. So if you hang around that long, I'm definitely saving the best for last. You know what I mean? Real talk. Saving the best for last. I'll let y'all get on in here. Couple of the mods. You know what I mean? If you're coming in, hit that like button. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Shout out your city, your state. You know what I'm saying? Shout out your city, your state. We just gonna lay back there in the cut. You don't want to be noticed. You don't want to be noticed. You waiting to see where this goes so you can get your little one comment in and probably get removed. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? I sure hope not, sir. I sure hope not, sir or ma'am. I sure hope not. Man, my internet all types of messed up. All right, man, we're going to get into this. Tonight, we are going to be discussing, you know what I'm saying, the whitening of Brazil. That's right. And y'all figure, why is that important? Because, you know, we like private investigators around here, y'all. We trying to link some things together and we trying to recognize some behaviors and we trying to figure some things out. So sometimes you have to look here, you have to look there, you got to look everywhere there was colonization. All right. You have to look everywhere that there was colonization. And you have to look for familiar methods of operations, if I could put it that way. All right, because everybody's not going to tell the same lie. Okay, so we know that the black folks in America, we complain. We complain about what they do to us, y'all. We complain about the systemic oppression. What's up, Terry Roberts? What's up, Terry Roberts? Good to see you. So we complain about the systemic oppression. We complain about the social injustices. We complain about all of that, right? But it just can't be us. All right, Marnice Hines, how we doing? How we doing? Marnice, you know what I'm saying? So it just can't be us. So I wanted to venture around the world without a passport, of course, and I wanted to see what other people were saying. So we're gonna start out right here, and there's a reason I'm doing this. Terry, looks like you're the only model. Okay, they go Ashton TV. Okay, all right. We complain about supporting each other as well, but that's not the topic right now. But yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. I think a lot of the support you're talking about comes with differences of opinion. And people just need to learn how to agree to disagree and still unify. You know what I mean? Let's hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hit that like button. 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 Hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Where am I gonna drop? Oh, my earbuds. My earbuds. My earbuds. That would have been a smarter. That would have been a smarter way. All right. Y'all give me a second. All right. FBA Kush boy say he agree. He agree. I got my little lady friend trying to call me real quick because she just getting off work. Y'all give me a second, y'all. Y'all give me a second, all right? I came on late because I was waiting on her call. You know what I mean? Give me just a second. Salute, salute. What's going on, Ashton TV? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? All right. Fashion. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. All right. So I'm going to play a short clip to kind of open things up and introduce y'all to what's going on. And there's a reason why I'm going way to Brazil with this, y'all. There's a reason. All right. Give me just a second, y'all. Hello? Hey, I'm live, but I ain't want you to think I was ignoring you. So I got you in my ear right now. All right. Are you going to bed early or want me to give you a call? I already know what that means. Salute to you, and I'll talk to you whenever I talk to you. Yeah, it is what it is. All right. All right. I hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Patrick O'Brien. Why did the idea of whitening develop in Brazil? All right. Brazil, upon abolition, was faced with a question about the future of Brazil in the world, right? And having been one of the last countries to abolish slavery and seen as backwards and inferior, they were grappling with what to do with this majority Black population. How did they move forward and become modernized and become comparable to Europe and other countries that was modernizing long before the abolition of slavery, how they could compete. So in Brazil, there was a concerted effort at the level of government, the federal government, to eliminate and exterminate the Black and indigenous population through. Let's start right there. Does that sound familiar already? Does that sound familiar already? Because if you read up on Planned Parenthood and the founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, you'll see that she said almost something close to that. And you'll also know, if you are up on your history, that this is how they felt over here in America as well. And we know about South Africa, the apartheid government, you know. So we're starting to see similarities already. All right, we're starting to see similarities already, but let's get into it. Whitening, branqueamento, embedded in the idea of whitening. Okay, we gonna be bilingual tonight, y'all. Let's do it. Branqueamento. I feel special. I said it. Branqueamento. That means whitening, y'all. That means whitening. Branqueamento. So if you want to look up branqueamento in Brazil, you know, feel free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Branqueamento. Hey, I feel special, man. I feel special. Let's go. Course, is the idea that Blackness and indigeneity are inferior, and that you're being European and white are certainly superior. And in wait. Are we talking about Brazil or are we talking about America? Because I thought this was about Brazil. Why it sound like we talking about America? So the same thing they did here, or maybe they did this to Brazil before they did it here, but they used the same method of operation, y'all. They use the same method of operation. All right. I don't know if y'all catching this already, but there's already like two similarities right here, y'all. Two similarities of people who cannot hold themselves accountable, y'all. Who just got to travel everywhere by boat, you know what I'm saying, and mess things up. And when you get there, you've got to be those illegal immigrants that come in and flood everything and take over and be the majority. Why can't you just stay in your hood and make it all good? You know what I'm saying? You tell everybody else, stay in your country, build it up, make it great. Make Europe great again. I'm just saying. But here we go.
Brazil, the understanding was that they were going to become a superpower in the world economically and socially by becoming more white. And what that means is not just the cultural representations, it's not skin bleaching, it's not the ideological whitening
What's
that
up,
takes
Money
place
Mike?
over time, but an actual biological whitening that meant an actual financial investment in the importation of European whites that would produce an.
They imported European whites into Brazil to whiten it, but that's not the only way they did it. This was the first way. So I just said they were immigrants. And everywhere they go, they claim that they're superior and that they're indigenous. And they're not. Because again, we can prove that you got there by boat. We can prove that you got off of a ship. It was just said right then. And these are the same people that took over America, that took over South Africa. We're talking about Brazil right now. They tried Haiti. I mean, come on. Come on. I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this for a reason. Let's go.
New white race in Brazil. And this was real. By 1890, the Brazilian white population had increased by more than 5%. So the census in 1950 shows Brazil as predominantly white in actual numbers, right? And the numbers of, for example, mixed race also increase. And it's only until recently, partly through kind of Black consciousness movements and so forth, as well as just the resilience and resistance of the Black and Indigenous population, that Brazil is considered to be 51% African descendant, 51% Black, right? So whitening was not just an ideological project, it was an actual biological project.
Wow. Wow. Now we open up. Now we open up. I couldn't wait because this brother right here was so informational. I couldn't wait.
Comissão.
This brother here was informational. Y'all, this is, I think her name
Before we
is
proceed, have you liked the video?
African Tigress, all right, on YouTube. Y'all go subscribe to African Tigress because this is going to be nice right here. This is going to be exactly what we need.
Grammarly helps me get the best grades possible.
Already. Y'all want to give me a commercial already. Let me do what I do. Let me do what I do. I ain't talking no noise. I'm giving facts. I'm giving facts. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Here we
Africa is found in Brazil.
I got my lady in
My
my
name
ear. I
is
ain't
African
talking to myself.
Tigress,
I
a
got
content
somebody in my
creator
ear,
from
y'all.
Kenya in Africa. I have traveled tens of thousands of miles, and right now I am in Brazil. And guess what? I want to go to a place called Little Africa right here in Brazil. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Wait a minute. There's no place called Little Africa over here in America. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard Little Africa. So we can't beat them Africans. But right there in Brazil, where a majority of those Africans who were exported out of Africa and imported in Brazil, you know, that majority of that history say, now it seems like Brazil will have a good reason to have a little Africa, y'all. I told you, y'all gonna learn today. We gonna get our Kevin Hart on. You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. Let's go. We gonna put some pieces together, y'all. We gonna debunk some lies.
To meet my brothers and sisters across the continent. So can we meet and let's do this? Getting to Little Africa was a powerful experience. We didn't know anyone there at first, but luckily we met Eddie, a black Brazilian with a.
I want y'all to see how light skinned everyone is in Brazil, y'all. Cause this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about with the white men. I want y'all to see how
Wealth of knowledge about the area. He welcomed us and shared his insights and allowed us to listen, learn, and truly connect to the history and culture of the place. This episode is so deep and meaningful. It really opened my eyes to the rich legacy of the Afro Brazilian resistance.
now, if anybody knows, there's a certain portrait that came out back in the days where they thought black was a curse. And they had an older black woman there staring at maybe a black son, a mixed baby, a lighter skinned woman. That was their way of whitening things. They thought that if they sent white women, and if they weaponized white women, I go ahead and say it. They thought if they weaponized white women against black men and weaponized black women against white men, and socially, how can I put it? Socially implemented interracial dating into the system, that would help whiten the community. And in turn, once these kids were born, these children would date white and continue to whiten the black, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Continue to whiten the black. This is still going on in Brazil. It's really never changed. It's really never changed because this is 2025, 2026 right here. This is up to date with the African tiger. So we're going to get into that. This is going to answer all your questions.
And identity. I hope you enjoy it too. Before we proceed, have you liked the video? Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Let's continue.
We are 203 million people. 56% of the country is black.
Look at this guy.
Okay? From these 203 million, 60% are women. Oh. If I ask you about Brazilian cultural reference, like music, what's the first music?
I want y'all to get a good look. Get a good look. Get a good look now. Look at that brother right there. Look at that brother. He's Brazilian. We know how he got there. Safe to say, descendants of Africa, slavery, you know what I'm saying? We know that factually. But look at that brother. Look at his hair. Look at his skin. It's just he speaks with the Brazilian tongue. But he's black. He's going to be explaining exactly how Brazil got so white. And he's going to give good facts, y'all. He's going to give great facts. These are colonizing tactics. Now, we can either say that Brazil is more racist than America because Brazil, said that it was okay for white women to sleep with black men, and they implemented interracial dating to get all the black out. Or we could say that was a hookup. You know what I'm saying? Or we could say America was more racist because it took America to pass some. I don't even think we've had interracial dating laws over here in America for 100 years yet. And that's still under attack. That's still under attack. We ain't gonna use them. We ain't gonna use them terms in here. Be respectful. We're not gonna use those terms.
Style come to your mind? Samba. Nice. I love when the people say samba. Samba is black music. I was talking about carnival. Carnival defines the Brazil. But one thing very important. The carnival probably is the carnival with a lot of feathers, the float, a lot of colorful glitter things. That's not Brazilian carnival. Sorry. That's Rio de Janeiro carnival.
I said that twice.
Because Salvador is different. Northeast is different. Minas Gerais is different. They have their own carnival. The carnival is Rio de Janeiro. And that's the important part. The carnival everyone knows comes from black culture and favelas. And that's why Little Africa becomes so important for us. Something very interesting when you talk about carnival. Carnival is Brazilian culture, but it's a culture from Rio de Janeiro. It's a culture from favelas. It's a culture from black neighborhoods.
Maybe it's my phone malfunction.
Brazilians are very superstitious people. But this one
They won't let me do anything.
represents the god of thunder. If I say about indigenous mythology, is Tupã.
I think I know what it is.
In indigenous mythology, but that
Try it now.
this is the religion I follow. But why I did Catholic religion? Because my mom never allowed me to wear these beads. Because religious intolerance. Religious intolerance, it's one tentacle for one thing we call racism.
Now, in Brazil, if you notice, they're already talking about racism. And they always say that we're playing victim over here. And we're racist grifters. So I guess this black brother in Brazilian is a racist grifter too. And I guess he's lying about colonization and European tactics as well. I guess he's fabricating the lineage of evil. Okay, so we all can't tell the same story. I could promise you that a majority of Brazil don't look like that, which is why women are crazy about the Brazilian hair and men are crazy about the complexion of a Brazilian woman. Because it was a plan, it was implemented, it was part of a system to get the black out, y'all. To get the black out. Let's go.
When you hate the black culture, racism. When you deny the black culture in certain cultural influences, racism. Thor uses a hammer, right? Zeus, a lightning rod. Shango, he used an axe. To be more exactly, a double-faced axe. Why? Because he's the god of the karmic justice. Whatever you do, returns to you. That's why a double-faced axe. When you claim the power of Shango, you don't claim the justice because you're right. You claim the justice
And
because
we
you
got
need a
Brazil in the
fair
house, y'all.
justice. That's
Bruno,
why
what's
a
up?
double-faced axe.
You were born and raised here in
Born
Little
and raised in
Africa.
Rio de Janeiro, not in Iraq. I born and raised in one favela of Rio.
Yeah.
It's next of Copacabana. My
Yeah.
favela is called Babylonia. That's where I live.
Oh, okay.
So born and raised. My family is like, I am the third generation born and raised in favela.
Oh, okay.
My daughter is the fourth.
Hey, y'all really coming in here with the Cat Williams and the Snoop Dogg stuff, man. Look, all black folks looking like, what more do you want from me? What more do you want from me? See, that's why I keep Snoop by. Because y'all always come here with this Snoop stuff and this cat stuff. Huh? Now I need y'all to pay motherfucking attention, pimpin'. You are interrupting this class. You are interrupting class. That is exactly what you are doing, pimpin'. We're gonna get back to it.
Okay. And when I was talking about the favela change, it's part of the slavery heritage because we consider favela to change, you have to break the cycle.
Yeah.
If you don't break the cycle, nothing change.
Okay.
And once the breaking cycle happened in my family, my father did.
He's talking about the breaking cycle, y'all. The breaking cycle. At least over here, we're a little bit more liberated. Over there, they still a little bit more controlled. They're still a little bit more controlled. I mean, through the music, through how they wear their hair, everything. They're going to go through all of this. Listen, I think colonization was a little bit harder well, hold on. I'm going to watch what I say. It was hard everywhere. Shout out to Brazil because they had it bad too. You know what I'm saying? They had it bad too, y'all. But let's go. How do you go to other people's land and do this stuff, man? How do you do this? And then claim everything is yours, and then you're gonna be the majority of the population. You're gonna run the government, and you're not even from that indigenous land. And you say that we're playing victim? I'm not understanding this, but let's go.
Decided to refuse to let my brother right to work. He said, go to study, focus on studying, that's it. So, and I represent the first generation of my family who did all the studies, basic studies, of course.
Okay.
Now I speak English, Spanish, a little bit French, so I work a lot with the
Look at
tourists
the brother
because I
walking
have a
behind
good.
him, y'all. See? They wanted us to buy into that lie that we were African Americans. Let me show you something, man. Because cameras don't lie. Cameras don't lie. Now, I told y'all the majority of those slaves on those slave ships were dumped off in Brazil, right? Very few touched here, recorded. All right. Look at the brother walking behind him. That is an African. So if you would have called him an African Brazilian, or yeah, you would be correct. You would be correct. But when you call us African American, no, that's reclassification. Look at the brother walking behind him, y'all. I don't know what button I just hit, but he better pop back up.
Now
Watch the brother
I
walking
speak
behind you.
English, Spanish, a little bit
Bam.
French, so I work a lot with the
Bam.
tourists because I have a good education. Okay. I have a daughter. She's 21 years old, and she represents of my family.
Brazil is the home of the majority of the African descendants of slaves, y'all. Not here. FBA stand up. I told y'all I'm gonna sew this together. I'm gonna show you. And you're gonna hear them say it as well. You're gonna hear them say it. There's no way that they can reclassify us when history tells us that a majority of those slaves were dropped off in Brazil, y'all. That's why they're catching hell. And why do you think Brazil? Blah, blah, blah. Why do you think Brazil at one point was majority black? Because after they done away with being able to import slaves from Africa, they introduced slave breeding domestically inside of Brazil. But wait. They also outlawed and banned the importation of slaves here in America too. And what did America do? The same thing Brazil did. Slave breeding. Oh, we're gonna get into that. That's gonna be listen, that's gonna be educational, but I'm gonna try to make that fun, y'all. You know, so I'm gonna try to make that fun. But here we go.
Fourth generation born and raised in favela. Okay. She's 21 years old now, and what she's doing, she's another cycling break in my family because she represents the first person of my family to go to university. Ah. In my favela, she's the first person? The first person of my family to go to university. The entire favela? No, in a favela. In a favela, she's the first to go to a medicine school. Oh, wow. That's impressive. Very impressive.
So this brother and the majority of these people speak Brazil, I guess that would be Spanish. You know what I mean? A majority of these people speak African and they speak English. So think about it. They're trilingual. They're trilingual. The black people over in Brazil, some speak African, some speak English, and some have a Brazilian tongue. We don't speak African. We don't speak no tricka. I don't speak African. You know what I mean? Never have, never will.
She succeeded. She wanna do one thing. She wanna leave favela. Uh-huh. If she leave favela and have a baby, yeah, we're gonna have the first generation of my family out of the favela. Ah. So we have
Are
great
y'all
chance to achieve
noticing
that in 4
that you don't see too many
generations.
dark skinned people
Some
right
people need
now?
to take 8 generations just to go to school. Later,
What's
more
up, Meek?
generations to go to university. That's the process. So is Little Africa also considered a favela? No. The difference of
If they come in and they saying hi Snoop or hi Cat, it's all right because those are really my childhood nicknames. You know what I'm saying? Even where I live, they call me Snoop and they call me Cat. So it's all right. As long as they ain't being too offensive, you know what I mean? It's all right. I'm used to it. I get called that every day, all day. It's nicknames. Grew up like that. Because
favela.
Snoop and Cat Williams stole my handsome look. So this is what I go through the rest of my life, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I look like the broke version of some rich folks.
In neighborhood, it's not because we have a house in the hills, we have favela. No, the definition to be called a favela is very simple. What's simple? Nobody has land documents.
Lil Wayne. You Lil Wayne wannabe now. You reaching with Samuel L. You reaching with Samuel L, Lil Wayne. Come on now. Come on now. Let me get through class now. Don't open up the roast book. Let me make it through now. Let me make it through now, Lil Wayne. You know you're missing some of your dreads, and that's why you cut them off. Don't start Lil Wayne. And to the real Lil Wayne, I'm just playing.
Oh, but that's another history I talk forward because in forward you're gonna see the first favela made in Brazil. Okay. 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 Today
Eric,
we have a
what's
lot of
good?
people using a very I don't want to say offensive words, but they're kind of a the honest people. You saying black people used to slave all the black people too. Look,
Hear what he's saying? Oh, they always say black people used to slave other black people too. Where have we heard that at before? If he's in Brazil complaining about this, and we in Mexico, where have we heard that before? Because I ain't never been to Brazil. But I done dealt with those same type of people over here in Mexico. Is this we must be talking about the colonizers, the Europeans. They did everybody like this? Oh look, they got up out of here then, boy. Boy, y'all should have seen them numbers drop. Boy. they, got, they were like, oh, time to go. God. That, that's why they can't never be accountable. They don't hang around to get the truth. God, dog it, boy. If I was talking about black people, boy, hey, listen, I'll have a full live stream, boy. We'll be elbow to elbow in here. But if I was talking about us, boy, I said that dog, boy, they got ghosts. Pew! God dang. Let's get it, though.
The slavery process
Oh, man,
never
funny.
was generational punishment. Never was. The slavery process, Vikings used to do slaves, Greek used to do slaves, Japanese used to do slaves, but never was generational process. The only people who suffered that was black.
Exactly, exactly. Is that Roas? Roas says just looked up just looked up on what languages are spoken in Brazil. Insanely diverse in all languages, practically. I feel a tad sheepish not knowing more. I told y'all, man, I get all over the place with this, man. I get all over the place. And I'm not doing this. I'm not racist. I'm doing this to show you their racist mentality, y'all. Their racist mentality. It has nothing to do with me personally not liking someone. I don't like how they travel around the world, oppressed everybody, took over everything, and now it's all about them. And they don't like to be accountable. They'll be coming in here saying, oh, you're a racist grifter, or you're playing victim. No, you guys were really victimizers. And Brazil was a great place to go because we keep telling y'all that's where a majority of those African slaves landed at. We keep telling y'all that during the Middle Passage and the transatlantic slave trade, very few of those boats carrying African slaves came here to this land, y'all. We are not Africans, but yet somehow they allow a Cherokee Indian by the name of Jesse Jackson to reclassify us as African Americans because we look like Africans. The only thing that we have in common with them is we all were conquered, we were all enslaved, we are all black. They're not going to give reparations to anyone black. They're not going to tell the truth about what they did to black people, and they did it everywhere. So imagine Africa. See, I could prove that a majority of these places were black. Look at the temperatures. Look at the sun. Look at the places they hit, y'all. South Africa. All right. No, I'm not African American, butthole. No, I'm not. All right. So look, they hit America. All right. So we know America had to be black. It had to be dark. Look at the Indians. We were reclassified. They called us Indians at first and copper colored people. If you go through all the reclassifications. All right. So America, Africa, Haiti, the Caribbeans, Brazil. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Why didn't they invade another white country and take over? Why do you think we have a European nation? You just heard them say that they wanted to compete with other white nations, therefore, they imported white people into Brazil. White supremacy, colonization, to make other people look inferior because they have bigger numbers and they're able to control the government and dictate what goes on with you. But yet they came to your land unwanted. Yet they're going to deport everyone, but it's your land and no one's able to deport them. Let's get into it now. That brother sound like one of us over here talking about our government. Let's be honest. This brother way in Brazil, but everything he's saying we've heard before from people right here in this same country, afflicted by the same damn people. Come on, man.
Black people and black people only because they use the religious base. Are you
Uh-oh.
black because you're
Uh-oh. That's something we say over here too. They use a religious base. Christianity. They took this, boy, they took their show on the road. They ain't taking on the road, but they took their show on the water. That's how they got everywhere they went, by ship. Boy, they took their show on the water, didn't they? Didn't they? So they dealing with that Christian stuff over there too. And Africa dealing with the Christian stuff. And they try to put it on Haiti. And they put it in the Korean. And we got it over here too. Boy, God dang it, man. They takeover was serious. They really had a plan, y'all. They really had a plan. God dang it, let's go. They ain't do nothing different.
cursed by God, right? And here, black people were forced to become a Catholic. Different than the process.
He said in here, black people were forced to become Catholic. Most Spanish people are what, y'all? Huh? And I know about Santa, what is it, Santa de Huerta. You know what I'm saying? I know about it. You know what I'm saying? I know about it. But he's saying that they pushed the religion. Over here now, all of a sudden, it's Catholic. Jesus was born into Catholicism, y'all. Roman Catholic Church. Put two and two together. Again, this is their MO. This is their method of operation, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they do. They listen, they stay consistent with this thing. This is indoctrination. Let's go.
Caribbean islands. Before United States had two slavery process different than Brazil. In Brazil, we had the straight continental transport from Africa to Brazil. United States, they had the same. If you go to the west coast, no, east coast, New York, they had the straight transport from Africa. But if you go to the south, the black people that came from Caribbean islands, mostly. Because in Caribbean islands, they were like quarantine area for black people. After one or two generations, when the black people had no trace from Africa, they were transported from the United States. That's why you don't have a mention of Afro religion in the United States.
Thank you.
You don't have. That's a
See, thank you. He just said it. He basically just said it. And I also heard him say that no lineage of Africans in the black people in the United States. Y'all heard that too. We gonna run that back. Let's put this on repeat for the people in the back now. Let's put this on repeat for the people in the back now. Let's put it on repeat. Y'all put your miracle ears on.
So is Little Africa also considered a favela?
no. The difference of a favela in neighborhood is not because we have a house in the hills, we have favela. No, the definition to be called a favela is very simple. What's simple? Nobody has land document.
Oh.
But that's another history I talked forward because in forward you're gonna see the first favela made in Brazil.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Today we have a lot of people using a very I don't want to say offensive words, but they're kind of a be honest people. You say, black people used to slave other black people too. Look, slavery process never was generational punishment. Never was. Slavery process, Vikings used to do slaves, Greeks used to do slaves, Japanese used to do slaves, but never was generational process. The only people who suffered that was black people and black people only because they used
The only people who suffered through slavery like that was black people and black people only all throughout the world globally. The whole entire diaspora. You can argue the Irish. The Irish were part slave, part indentured servitude. They worked for something, y'all. And I keep telling you there's a difference between involuntary servitude. You know what I'm saying? Indentured servitude, excuse me. That means that you could not pay your way to enter, so someone else paid for you, and in return, when you come in, you have to work that debt off. There was a contract. The only people who were treated this bad globally, internationally, y'all, and I just laid out the foundation of a majority of the places colonization hit, y'all. They were black. They were black. Even in the Middle East, black. The world is like 70-80% melanated, y'all. Globally. Realize that these colonizers are globally the minority.
Religious base. Are you black because you are cursed by God? Right?
Oh, wait. They got them believing we're black because they was cursed by God too? Wait a minute. They believe the same thing in Brazil that they told us over here about the whole ham stuff in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Did they tell them that too? Damn. Damn. Boy, they stayed true to their playbook. Damn. So they told them that they were cursed because they was black. Didn't they tell us that too? Didn't we hear that over here in Mexico? they told them that in Brazil too. Damn.
And here, black people were forced to become Catholic. Different than the process in Caribbean islands. Before United States had two slavery process different than Brazil.
He just said it's different even from the Caribbean islands. So everywhere we landed, everywhere they took black people or took over black land, they forced a different type of religion on them that was intermixed with Christianity. That's what they did.
In Brazil, we had the straight continental transport from Africa to Brazil. The United States, they had the same. If you go to the west coast, no, west, no, east coast, New York, they had the straight transport from Africa. But if you go to the south, the black people that came from Caribbean islands, mostly. Because in Caribbean islands, they were like quarantine areas.
So if you go in South Brazil, a majority of those people came from the Caribbean islands. Are y'all receiving this? Are y'all receiving this? If you go to South Brazil, a majority of those came from where? The Caribbean islands. If you go to the west part of Brazil, a majority of those came from Africa. And they pushed Catholicism on them. They're telling you. This stuff is easy to debunk if we're talking about FBA status right here, y'all. This is easy.
For black people. After one or two generations, when the black people had no trace from Africa, they want to start from the United States. That's why you don't have a mention of Afro religion in the United States. You don't have. That's a new movement today. We have a movie now talking now, The Sinners. We have a mention of the Orishas now. But that's not the American culture, but it's a Brazilian culture. Because the black people came straight, but they said, you now Catholic. Okay, I'm a Catholic. So we adapt.
They can't practice any Afro black religions in Brazil to this day, y'all. Everything has to be white. That's basically what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Man, I ain't no damn Snoop Dogg, man. All black folks look alike. And that's the last comment I'm gonna read. Y'all can put Snoop in the chat all you want to. If you ain't lighting up in blue, I ain't reading these old crazy behind comments. Yes, it's a childhood nickname. Snoop, Cat, all of that. All black folks look alike. You know what I'm saying? All black folks look alike. If I look that much like Snoop, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, listen, I'm a broke version of Snoop. There's this gift button on there. The Cash App is there. You know what I'm saying? You can even send a super chat. If I look that much like a broke Snoop, help a brother out. But y'all broke ass. Let's go.
The Afro religion to the Catholic. So we still praying to Shango. But instead to say Shango,
You peeped that on the Snoop. Hey, you observing as hell. Raw ass. You peeped that, huh? Oh, man. Let's go, man.
I say Saint Geronimo. I use the Catholic reference. Or I can use another one, Saint Peter. Who is Saint Peter in the Catholic tradition?
Saint
He's the
Peter.
one who controls the gates to enter in heaven. Shango is the god who decides who goes to heaven or stay on earth. We use the Catholic references to say my God. What we do the difference? We use a stone just to say this is my Orisha, and the image is just a pretend thing to say, oh look, I'm praying for your God, but in fact we're praying to ours. That's why.
So they have to pretend that they're praying to the God that they pushed on them when they got there, but he said really he's praying to his own God. So he has to make it look like he's praying to this white God that they gave him out of Catholicism, but yet he's African. So he wants to continue his Afro culture, his Afro religion. So he pretends to be praying to their God when they're around, but he's really praying to his own God. If that's not oppression, ladies and gentlemen, I told you all this stuff was systemically put into place all around the world globally. Why do y'all think no black people get any reparations for sugar honey iced tea? It's not just here. And this is the colonizer's way. I told y'all the J community would not have gotten reparations if they were black. They just so happened to look like the very people who afflicted them out of Germany. So, they had to get them right, y'all. They had to get them right.
We have a lot of Brazilian references for Orishas using Catholic references, okay? But some black people participate in brotherhoods, especially because they were forced to become Catholics. They were forced to become a Christian. That's why we have a lot of Catholic and Afro religion mixed in Brazil. Okay?
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Did he just say they was forced to become Christians? Did he just say they was forced to become Christians? Are y'all gonna say that Brazil had the first Bible too? Are y'all gonna say that Brazil were Christians too before colonizers got there? Are y'all gonna say the same thing? Huh? Money Mike, how many times you done heard them say that when we cover this? How many times? And now this man way in Brazil saying the same thing we saying over here in America. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Grand design. Come on, man. Boy, if it look like a duck and walk like a duck, boy, if it quack like a duck, boy, it's definitely a duck. It's definitely a duck. Come on.
That represents a brotherhood, and this brotherhood work in Little Africa. Okay? And this brotherhood, by the way, accepted black people and never forced them to become a Catholic. They said, you can practice whatever you want, but remember who you are.
In other neighborhoods, if you're black, you can practice whatever you want, but remember who you are. Wait until he show you the symbol they designed to remind them to remember who they are. Watch this, y'all. I think, hey, I don't know who was more brutal and who was more racist in between those who colonized Brazil and those who colonized Africa and those who colonized here. I can't call it. I can't call it, y'all. We need to do a versus match. We need to do a versus match between all three colonizers. You know what I'm saying? What's good? What's good, Nate?
You don't say much what they are saying, right? You can do whatever you want, but remember, you are a slave. Simple like that. In our history classes, black people came from Africa to become slaves in Brazil, to serve the crown, things like that. That's what they used to say.
Watch this.
But when they say that, they erase what they used to be in Africa. Now we know.
They erase what you used to be in Africa. They erase what they used to be in Africa. We can't remind you of your culture. We can't let you have your tongue. We can't let you practice your religion. We can't let you be black. We've got to indoctrinate you and make you in the image of us. And that same Bible says what? Come let us make man in our image. And y'all are gonna sit here and say, oh, he was talking to Jesus. That's why it's capitalized. Oh no. Oh no. Because everywhere they went and conquered and colonized, they made those people exactly like them, gave them the religion, told them what they can and can't do. He just said it. And they did the same thing here. This religion, y'all. this religion. Roaz says, I remember hearing something about abiding to Christian principles, but secretly in colonies having a heavier presence in voodoo culture. Singing and dancing can still be felt at those locations today. Exactly, that's who we are. All black people were spiritual people. We did things like voodoo and hoodoo and spiritual dances and praise the elements as well as the ancestors, y'all. We are sun people. We are sun people. Let me say it again. We are sun people. All right. Money Mike says reprogramming. Yes, sir. They did lots of reprogramming. Roaz says the energy that was used in people former lifetimes resonates today if you open to it. That's true. People need to read the Ethiopian Bible. It speaks of that. Oh, here we go again. Nate, don't do this. Nate, don't do this. Nate, Nate. So I agree with you that Ethiopia were Christians, right? Agreeable. I even agree about the Bible. But Nate, what you're not saying is, okay, watch this. Nate, did those Ethiopians believe in Jesus Christ? Who did those Christians in Ethiopia believe in? Nate, who did they believe in?
They were kings, queens, engineers, architects,
I'm waiting on you, Nate.
hunters, medicals, and what? Blacksmithing. Some of the black people who knew blacksmithing, they used to do metal work.
If I'm only the son of my mom and my father, which can be true, then that means that your so-called God didn't have a son. There's no such thing as an immaculate reception. No, Nate, you're wrong, Nate. So before you come in here, Nate, spewing this stuff, and I've asked you not to put this crap on my live, Nate. I don't go for mistruths. I do too much research to let people like you come in here and try to mislead people, my man. We've had these conversations before. Sometimes you really just need to sit and learn. I'm not trying to disrespect you, my man, but you're not going to keep doing this. And you're wrong. It wasn't Lord of the Spirit. You're wrong. They didn't even speak that way. You're wrong. Who was the prophet they were praying to? Who did those Christians in Ethiopia believe in, Nate? Since you're going to keep spewing this stuff on my platform, who did they believe in, Nate? Who did they believe in, brother? I'm going to wait. See, you're interrupting class like you did last time. So let's do it, Nate. There is no written actual truths. If there was written actual truths, there wouldn't be so many lies right now. The truth would have been exposed. There, you can't validate religion. Nate, Christians did not believe in the Son. Christians are not spiritual people, they're religious people, Nate. So, Nate, I'm going to ask you again, and I'm going to answer this question for you, Nate, just to show you how hypocritical Christianity is and how uninformed you are, and you're still brainwashed and indoctrinated. And you need to do lots more research. And if you're going to spew this type of stuff, Nate, start your own platform and put your mistruths out there so people can correct you. Okay? But Nate, you're wrong. You're wrong. Christians always had a prophet, and the only thing they ever protected was the title of Christian and Christianity. But if you do your research, and you're always talking about Ethiopia, so if you would have actually kept doing your research about those Christians in Ethiopia, you would have found out that they believed in Horus and Osiris. That was the prophet. No Jesus Christ. Jesus didn't exist. Christianity did. The Bible did. Yes. But there was no Jesus. It was Horus and Osiris. So, as I always say, if those ancient Ethiopians, Egyptians, and all of that rise from the dead right now, And y'all Americans go over there talking about I'm a Christian, they gonna say I'm a Christian too. And when you say Jesus, they gonna look at you like, who the hell is Jesus? Because they still looking for a Horus and Osiris. Indoctrination. Don't spread that on my channel, homie. Please.
And now comes a very important point. Black person who had influence to buy things from that, black people who had the church as a support, and black people doing the things by their own. What we have you heard the thing called adinkras? Adinkras.
Watch this.
Never heard that name? Okay.
Watch the symbol.
Okay. Let me just use another one. Have you heard the word called Sankofa? Yeah. Sankofa. Sankofa. Okay, what do you mean Sankofa? Sankofa means remember where you came from. That's the name Sankofa. This is how it looks like Sankofa. A bird looking to the back. Yeah.
Look at that.
This is how it looks Sankofa. A bird looks to the back.
Remember where you came from. They lie about where we come from here because they know we were already here. But those Afro-Brazilians over there, they know that they came from Africa. They know they came from the Caribbeans. They know. The same way America knows that we did not come from those areas. We were already here. So those boats that they told you about carrying African slaves, they lied. Whitewash history. They didn't touch here like that. They didn't touch here like that. And that's why I chose to open this up, because no one had more African slaves imported into their country than Brazil. They got the most. The most.
Simple. Okay? What are adinkras? Adinkras are different symbols, a lot of symbols, where it's more from the coast of gold from Africa, where they use that label as a family crest. What do you mean with that? Some black people who knew blacksmithing techniques, they give their label in the metal work. What's the label? Birds, flowers, or leaves. Okay, but if I see adinkras in the metal work, I know which house I can have help. That's become a hidden community.
The houses are even designed to reflect what you support. Nate, you out of here. We're not going to keep doing this, Nate. And I'm going to ban you this time. I'm going to ban you, Nate. We're not going to keep doing this. Start your own platform, Nate. Start your own platform. You must be bipolar or something. I don't know what the heck is wrong with you. There is really something wrong with you. Well, you lucky my phone freezing up right now, man. You lucky my phone freezing up. Because you out of here the first chance I get, homie. I promise you. You lucky my phone freezing up. I'm not mixing nothing. You're mixing it. You're mixing it. You hear him say one thing about Christianity and you take off. You miss everything else. You indoctrinated ass Negro. I'm so tired of you. I'm about to really disrespect you, homie. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. First chance I get to get you out of here, you gone, homie. From here on out, moderate. Hold on. Come on, phone. I need you to work. I'm tired of that. Start your own damn channel, homie. Boy, somebody with you tonight, boy. You better be lucky this phone messing up right now. Somebody's with you tonight. Somebody's with you tonight. Wait till this phone stop glitching. I'm getting you out of here, homie. Start your own channel and spread your lies. You indoctrinated ass Negro. You bad for business, homie. You don't piss me off.
Communication between black people. Okay? They knew what is Uncle Tom, what is
Thank you,
not
Money Mike.
Uncle Tom. That's become like a subliminal message in Little Africa. That's how black people start communicating because you couldn't say openly. That's why that has a difference. Okay, I can ask for help. For example, remember what I said? Today we can say what we are. In the past, you couldn't. See the yellow house, you see a shell top. The symbol of the shell is connected with Illuminism. So it means in this house lived a person progressive who accepted the differences, who was a favor to end slavery. So you couldn't say openly. That's why you have the hidden message. For example, there is a Brazilian message there you don't know. Only Brazilians know. Surrounded by 4 mountains. Okay, each mountain had a fortress on top of that hill. Okay, see that white building on top? Yeah. That's one of the fortresses built since 16th century. If you see the white building on top, in the bottom of the hill, you see like a wall made of stones. That's the original fortress since 16th century. One of the fortresses you used to protect Rio de Janeiro, okay? Okay. And from here...
Hey, Mike, you said don't get mad, get glad? Yeah, I'm glad now because your ass gone, homie. You're gone, you're out of here, you bastard. You got a channel that don't have nothing on it, but you come somewhere else spreading mistruths and somebody else live. Yeah, everybody's phone acting up. I've been trying to get that fool out of here for the longest. Phone keep acting up. We could throw him to the wolves now. We could throw him to the wolves now. We could race to see who's gonna kick him out now, y'all. Oh, I got him. I got him. I got him. Back to class.
You can see the official limitation of the Rio. Because that area surrounded by 4 mountains, we used to call Urbis. The parts outside of the walls we used to call suburbis. That's why we have the origin of the words urban and suburban. In the past, this used to be the suburb area of Rio de Janeiro. Today is center of Rio, downtown. Oh. That's why we have to be aware because...
Okay, now we're going to break away from this for a minute. And I'm going to go somewhere else.
One thing I have noticed is that, yes, there's a lot of interracial marriages and couples, but I have noticed that once Black Brazilians in particular get any kind of money, I mean, I'm not even talking about filthy rich. I'm just talking about maybe just like a nice job that you won't lose, some education. I found that many of them, both men and women, tend to marry white. Can you explain this to us?
No, yeah, tend to marry white is a Brazilian thing because of the whole idea that was implemented in our ideas in the beginning of the 20th century. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's not just because of the money. You will see these relations happening also in lower groups. So if you go to the favelas, you're gonna see that happen. Okay. You're gonna see it all over.
See, so they push interracial relationships in Brazil so that they can whiten the population, y'all. They had to pass interracial dating laws over here. Over in Brazil, they influenced it. Go mix, procreate. They didn't want to see black on black. Who was more racist? A country that had to implement laws to tell you it's okay to date interracially, or a country that influenced you to date interracially because They just wanted to get the black out anyways. How do we call this, y'all? How do we call this? How do we call this? But it was ran by the same people. These are the same Europeans, the same colonizers, y'all. Same tactics. Same tactics. And Americans running around here calling one of these bastards king. Same tactics, y'all. Same stuff. Same black person. But they call us racist. They call us racist. They say we playing victim. Same exact tactics used over here was used in Brazil, was used in Africa, was used in Haiti, was used in the Caribbean, was used in the Middle East. These are all black black places, man, black venues.
The point is because the very white people are not marrying into the with
They did
black
not
people.
marry
They
black people
not
at all.
at all. The
At
very
all.
white Brazilians, they're very segregated, as segregated as Mississippi 1965.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
They the very white. So the white people in Brazil, we divide them academically in three categories.
Okay.
The very white people, the white people, and the read as white people. Like in Brazil, Jewish people are white, and us Turkish people are white. Japanese people are white.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Maybe socially white?
Socially white.
Okay.
Okay.
Three categories.
Two
Okay.
categories. And the poor whites, the ones who live in the ghettos with the black Brazilians, uh, they are the ones who actually can be racist and marry a black person. This happens in Brazil. A white person, a white poor person, marries a black person and says, "I love you, but I don't love what you are. I love the kid that was gonna come out of you. That's gonna be beautiful."
I love the kid that's gonna come out of you that's gonna be beautiful. I love you, but I don't love who you are. I just love the fact that you can make a beautiful kid. That you can make a beautiful kid, y'all.
And then we erase the whole idea that this kid is black as well.
So people, when they're actually in these interracial families, nobody is kind of consciously talking about blackness or saying that they are black.
No, they're just repeating the mistakes because it was in schools. If you read books from 1917 from 1945, it was in the book.
I gotta find this book. I want to find.
This. I can show you.
Okay.
I can show you that later. And everything is based on the picture I wanted to put here.
Explain to us this picture.
There's that
is
picture.
Called the.
There's that picture I was telling y'all about. This is supposed to be the curse. Notice how everything got lighter and lighter. See the dark grandmama standing there? See her daughter? See the white guy? See the baby? This is how they designed it in Brazil, y'all. This is what they remind you of. It's called the whitening. A bloqueamiento, remember? Something like that.
Redemption of Cam. Whatever.
Demon,
Cam
what's
was
up,
one
brother?
of the kids of Noah, and he saw his father naked, and that's how they justified that the black race was cursed. The Christians, they justify racism throughout the years through the curse that is based basically on the Bible. This was shown. This picture that you see right now is from 1895. It was painted by Modesto Broncos in the moment in Brazil that we were talking about the eugenics politics. The eugenics politics was pretty much the one who showed that yes, we need to whiten the population because black people are less intelligent, less civilized. And this picture shows the grandma. You see the grandma raising the hands to the Lord, thanking God that her daughter was a mixed girl married a white settler that came in this new idea of whitening the country, and they have a white kid, very white kid, that is in his tiny hands just.
They convinced these people to hate themselves. This grandmother is thanking God that her daughter got with a white man and has a white kid, y'all. Indoctrination and brainwash. Bro, listen, man. They did the same. This don't sound like over here in America. Why are these Brazilians saying the same thing that we say over here in America? Why is those South Africans saying the same thing about the apartheid government? Why are the Haitians saying the same thing? Why? We can't be telling the same lie. We all can't be playing victim. Damn it, somebody need to be held accountable. This need to stop. God, bruh, y'all not getting it, and y'all still gonna be Christians, right? Oh Jesus, what more do you need? Break free, be you. They are trying to get you to erase you. They work hard to colonize you. The last thing they need you to do is wake up and remember who the hell you are and the power you walk in. That is the last thing they need. See, here's a little. I almost said something, but here's a piece of wet toilet paper right here, man. A softie. You know what I'm saying? A softie. Can't own up to what they did. Can't own up to what they did. And just because one phone is messing up, homie, I got a little bit better than you. I have two phones. So watch where you're about to go. Back to the caves. Back to the caves. Back to the caves. Back to the caves. Now you're sitting here hearing all these different Brazilians say the same thing. Two right here, one on the last video, saying the same thing, but yet we're playing victim, y'all. I know they just trolling, that's what they do. But a lot of these people believe that they are completely innocent. They think that they are flawless. That's how you know they're evil. That's how you know they're evil. They want to spit statistics on everybody else, indoctrinate everybody else, whitewash your history, hide your native tongue, disrupt your native land, disrupt your culture, reclassify you. But as soon as you start calling them out on stuff, oh, be a man. Well, you be a man and take your spike home and start messing with stuff that don't belong to you. The land ain't yours. The people not yours. We don't want your religion. We don't want your colonization. We don't want your indoctrination. We don't want your systemic racism. We don't want your prejudice anymore. None of that. None of that. None of that. You won't get as many sunburns as if you go back home.
Blessing the grandma. If you look in the picture, and she's thanking God that the curse was broken. That picture was shown in 1895, and also in this Congress I told you that happened in London, in which
They showed that picture.
Brazil showed that picture to introduce to the Europeans what was his idea to having a more civilized country after slavery. We're gonna whiten the country, and
Nobody's a bigger crybaby than those people. Nobody's lazier than those people. You needed slaves and illegal immigrants to get anything done, and you've never done anything yourself. You had a 400-year head start, and you're still the face of EBT. The face of EBT. Y'all women supposed to be so beautiful. The American eagle, blonde hair, blue eyes, right? But yet, y'all keep messing with your own children. And y'all keep raping animals. And y'all lead the way in sex crimes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're not as perfect as you think. Perfect pervs, perfect PDFs files, perfect liars.
this idea is
Ingrained also in Black Brazilians as well. Do you think that so this is actually one of the things that kind of hurts me the most because I've always been brought up to be proud of my blackness. I would like to date a black man in Brazil. Do you think this will change in some way? Or is this, I mean, do you think
it's changing?
It is changing.
It's changing. As I told you, you're seeing the revolution. It's very nice that you're here right now, that you're showing Americans reality about what's going on, listening to us, talking to us, because she's really actually she's in all events that you can ever imagine of black things in Brazil. She was gonna write a book when she later
sure
write a book about what happened, because she's part of the revolution as well. Revolution is happening here.
Okay.
A revolution is happening here, and people are starting.
See, and she's actually American. She's over there getting the story. She's American, y'all. She's American. So if you think we got it bad over here, if you think Africa had it bad, look at how bad the Brazilians have it, y'all. They were forced to date outside of their race. Over here, America got mad and wanted to burn your house down if you looked at a white woman. Over there, they tell you, they give you the white women because they don't want your black. They want the baby that can come out of you because you're going to help whiten the population. Now, so they imported white people, and they also implemented interracial dating laws to keep black on black from happening. It's 2026, and you just heard this man say the revolution is starting now. Starting now? Starting now? But to each their own. To each their own.
People are talking about it, and we are changing this. Although I don't think the revolution was.
Okay, now let's get to a fun fact, y'all. So we covered all of that, and we know that at some point, even in America and even in Brazil, that they passed laws saying that you can no longer import slaves. All right. So America and Brazil came up with this diabolical plan. Okay, well, we'll breed them like cattle since they fall under cattle laws and their property. The same way we breed dogs to make money, y'all, they started breeding slaves to make money. Y'all don't believe me? There was a very famous slave who was picked just to be a breeder. Never saw any days of slave work, had it good as a slave. Y'all know how y'all put at least one bull in the field, you know what I'm saying, to mate and do his thing. And you always got maybe one rooster with all the hens. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did the same thing to black people. Y'all check this out. Y'all check this out. Pasika. Pasika. Pasika.
In the annals of history, few tales are as astonishing as that of Pasika. A man, a legend, a breeding titan. Today, we delve into the life of Pasika, the enslaved African who fathered an entire lineage. Born Roque Jose Florencio in the early 19th century, Pasika was enslaved in São Carlos, Brazil. His life was one of hardship and servitude.
He was enslaved where? In Brazil? And they said he was born where? In Africa? Y'all not getting this yet? Y'all not getting this yet? Y'all ain't putting two and two together about who we are yet and why they keep reclassifying us, y'all. Y'all don't get it yet about America. Y'all don't get it yet.
Pasika was no ordinary man. Towering over others, his strength was unparalleled. His owners saw in him a breeding machine, and that became his tragic role. It is said that Pasika fathered a staggering 249 children. His descendants are believed.
This man fathered 249 children. Boy, he ain't have nothing but time on his hands. They had Viagra back then, too. They had a little blue pill. 249 children? God dang it, man. Whoa. How did he do it? 249 children. So did he have like 249 different baby mamas? Oh my God.
To make up an astounding 30% of the local population. He was nicknamed Pasika, which means dry foot. This name was given to him due to the peculiar shape and size of his feet. Pasika's life was a constant struggle. Yet, his resilience.
Wait. So that's where they get the myth from? Judging a man by the size of his feet? Y'all see how old that lie is too? They looked at that brother's feet and said, okay, we're gonna make you the breeder. We're gonna make you a breeder. You got some big feet. You got some big feet. You know, we're gonna make you the breeder. We're gonna make you the breeder. The women looked at his feet like, come on, Pata.
This was legendary. He endured, and in his endurance, he became a symbol of the strength of the human spirit. Living for an incredible 130 years, Pasika saw the world change around him. He witnessed the end of slavery and the dawn of...
Wait. I think we talking about Black Jesus, y'all. This man lived how long? He had how many babies? And he saw the end of slavery? And he didn't have to work as a slave. All he had to do was reproduce? Damn, he had it good, y'all. We thought the house slaves had it good. Man, this man wasn't even allowed to say no when they told him it was time to mate. Well, hell, I'm not going to say no either. Well, I'm not saying no. I'm saying bring it on. Bring it on. Where's she at? Where's she at? Let's go. Didn't you hear the slave master? Let's go. We got to go.
New era. Today, Pasika's descendants walk the streets of Brazil. His bloodline, woven through the fabric of the nation, is a living testament to history. As we reflect on Pasika's life, we are reminded of the countless souls who suffered the horrors of slavery. Through his story, we honor their memory and resilience. Pasika, the breeding titan, leaves behind a legacy that is both tragic and awe-inspiring. His branches spread wide, and through them, his spirit endures.
Listen, I wouldn't love to be enslaved, but I'd love to be that brother right there. I'd love to be that brother right there. That brother's only job was to reproduce. That brother's only job was to reproduce, y'all. So, wrapping this up, the reason I did this was to show you the similarities between colonization here and how they treat Black people, colonization in Brazil and how they treat Black people. We know about the apartheid government in South Africa and how they treated those Black people. And we also know that those white people own like 70 to 77% of the land in South Africa. Tell me how when they're not from there, when they're not indigenous. Okay? We know about Haiti. We know about the Caribbean, y'all. This was a plan to do this against all Black nations and communities. And right here, FBA, in America, we are the only ones who don't have a nation backing us. Not one time did Africa come out and say, if you keep unaliving those Black people, Black Americans, our African American brothers and sisters, we're going to put tariffs on you, or we're going to threaten war, or we're going to start doing business with you. No, not one time did Haiti do it, but if America messed with the Haitians, Haiti would do it. If America messed with the Africans here, then Africa would do it. You understand what I'm getting at? We are all alone on this island. No identity, no foundation, no lineage, no nothing. FBA is what it is because we know that we did not come from Africa. We know we didn't come from Africa. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Y'all have heard it how many times in these videos talking about Brazil. So we could debunk that lie too. We are not African Americans. We are indigenous to this land. And they know it. They know it. And we can also say that a bunch of the Afro Brazilians over there aren't indigenous to Brazil because they weren't there before colonization. Colonization is what placed them there. We were already here upon colonization. We were already here. It was written. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to stop the brainwash and we got to start calling these people out on their BS. Ooh, stop playing victim. Well, stop victimizing people. Tell the truth. Stop being demons. Stop being diabolical. That's why the sun does not smile upon you. And like I say all the time, I will greatly and gladly put my son, the S-U-N, up against you and your son, you created the S-O-N. I bet you can't handle my son too long. I bet you can't handle my son too long. I bet you can't. And see, they get mad when the truth is spoken, y'all. They get mad and hostile and violent when the truth is spoken. When all they have to do is reverse what they've done. Give things back. Pay it back. Give it back. Maybe even go back. That's it in a nutshell. And it solves almost everything because none of the problems happened until they got here. Name one black nation that's at war with another nation right now, that's fighting another black nation. You can't name not one. But somebody asked me the other day, name one black government or administration in a black country that's successful. Well, name one white country that's not fighting against each other, where everything's not inflated with taxes and tariffs and war and diseases and famine and everything else. Name one. Don't worry, people. I will wait. Name one because you can't. You can't. Your time is up. Your reign, your power is running out. Your population is decreasing. Your birth rates are decreasing. You're not going to try to make amends before this thing can turn around and be just as bad for you as you made it for everyone else. Now would be a perfect time in your lineage of evil to try to turn things around and right those wrongs before you're caught on the wrong side of history. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. I mean, somebody's got to say it. It is the truth. At what point do you sit down and you do the math and you look at the statistics and you just admit, hey, we done dug a hole too deep for us to climb up out of, and the only way out is for us to do it this way so that when the power structure shifts and that power vacuum open up, we're not getting sucked in based on what we did to everyone else. Because all these black nations and black people are keeping track. They're keeping notes. And they're waiting. They're licking their lips. We have the sun on our side. We have all that on our side. Your reproduction rate decreasing is on our side. The fact that these white countries are going to war with other white countries, well, that's genocide on your behalf. That's on our side. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Right, right, right. No, bring him back. Bring him back. No, that brother preaching. That brother say, bro, it's too late. They done effed up. The universe is cleansing. Yes, the universe is cleansing itself. You're absolutely right. The universe is cleansing itself, which is why you hear me saying we have the sun on our side. I'll put my son, the S-U-N, up against their son, Jesus, that they created any day. And watch who has, watch, watch the power of the sun that I, watch. They can't stand in that sun too long. They got to get the hell out. And they got to get the hell on. It's real talk, y'all. It's real talk. When you've done so much dirt for so long and you've afflicted so many groups of people who all look the same, but they're different. They look the same because they're black, but they're different. When you conquer people, take over people's land and ship people out and change people's identity, change their culture, change their religious and spiritual beliefs, change their languages, change their history. You think that the end times hold something promising for you? You don't remember when Europe fell the first time and the Moors had to go over there and save it? You don't remember the fall of Rome? Huh? You don't remember when the Europeans, when Europe fell and the Moors had to go save it and settle there? It's falling again. It's falling again. And I promise you, no one black is coming to save you. No one black is coming to save you. No one. Is that how you want it? Did you think about that when you was putting your grand design together to colonize all these black nations, indoctrinate people, relocate people, lie to people, abuse people, oppress people? Did you think about this? If you didn't, it's time to start thinking about it. It's time to start thinking about it. It's not looking promising and favorable. The chickens are coming home to roost. When are you going to hold yourself accountable? When are you going to act like the gods you created and stand on those 10 commandments? Because you can't even name one that you haven't broke, colonizing all these black continents, these black countries and black people. Name a 10 commandment you have not broke in doing so. Name one of the 10 commandments that y'all implemented, that y'all made up, that y'all have not broken in order to sustain and maintain control over black people and nations and land that don't belong to you, finances that don't belong to you, history and cultures and languages that don't belong to you, ideas, inventions, and patents that don't belong to you. And since y'all calling me Cat Williams, don't worry, I'll wait. And I'm still waiting. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. You can't, because you broke every single one, which means if you believed in the same you put out there for everybody else to believe, then you would be God fearing too. And you would have some type of conviction about the evil things you're doing. But you know why they're able to do it? Because they don't have that convictions. They know that that book is a lie. They know it's a lie. It was only put here to humble the very people that they afflicted to keep them in place. Don't it say slaves obey your slave masters? The same way you would obey your father in heaven? Don't it say that? Huh? They know. They know. They know. So we're going to go ahead and close this thing out, y'all. I wasn't going to hold y'all too long tonight. I got to be up early in the morning, you know what I'm saying, for that AM session. Man, I'm going to let the truth be told on here. The truth is going to be told. You know what I'm saying? The truth is going to be told. Y'all, you know what to do, man. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your higher power, man. A real eternal spiritual father, man. That God in you. Realize that you have God in you. You don't have to wait for somebody to come save you. There's no reason for the oppressed and the oppressor to have to say same damn God. We don't agree on nothing else. They lied on everything else. You think they're going to tell you who your true God is? What your true faith-based system is, what your true language is, your true identity, your true culture. You think they're going to tell you that and empower you? Come let us make man in our image, and they damn sure did. That's called indoctrination, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I'm out of here, man. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you, be smarter, y'all. Self-educate. You know what I'm saying? Ashe. Yeah. This phone been messing up all night. You won't even let me in the live right